Well, great. Good evening, guys. In this video, we are going to discuss what is static variable. Okay, and why do we use static variable? How do we use static variable in Java? See, static variables are global variables. Before knowing static variable, you must know what is global variable. See, global variable declared directly inside the class. Okay, we have two types of variable. One is global variable, another one is local variable. Okay, see, local variable is used within a block or within, local variable is used within a block or within a method. Okay, but global variable is used inside the class. Global variable is declared directly inside the class, but local variable is declared inside any method or any block. Okay, this is the differentiate. This is the, we have two types of global variables. We have two types of variables like global variable and local variable. Again, in global variable we have two types. One is static variable, another one is non-static variable. Okay, in this video we will see what is static variable. Okay, so static variables are global variables declared directly inside the class, and static variable is prefixed with static keyword. Let us see these 2 points practically. Okay, so let me remove this everything. Okay, so I have created a class static variable. So in this class I'm going to create a global variable. Okay, static. Why are we using static here? Because static variable must be prefixed with static keyword. Okay, let me take data type int and variable name. Okay, variable is identifier, I'm taking a. Okay, so I have declared a static variable. Okay, static variable, what are the features of static variable? It must be prefixed with static and it must be declared directly inside the class. Okay, yeah, these are the 2 points that we have discussed. Coming to third point, static. Since static variables are global variables, they can be used without initialization. Okay, so if you want to use local variable, initialization is mandatory. You cannot use local variable without initialization. If you try to use, you will get compile time error. Okay, if you try to use a local variable without initialization, you will get compile time error. But if you try to use global variable without initialization, default value will be printed. Okay, let us see it practically. Okay, it's out. Okay, okay, system dot out dot println. Okay, so if I try to print a value, okay, a is a int type and it is a static variable. Okay, if I try to print a value, 0 will be printed. Okay, so if I try to print local variable without initialization, compile time error will come. Okay, so this is the third point that we have seen. Okay, so since static variables are global variables, they can be used without initialization. Okay, since static variables are global variables, they can be used throughout the class. See, this static variable can be used throughout the class. We can use it in non-static block, we can use it in static block, we can use it in static method, we can use it in non-static method. We can use static variables anywhere in the class. Okay, we can use global variables anywhere in the class. Okay, irrespective of static context or non-static context. Okay, so coming to fifth point. Okay, so yeah, static variables gets their memory in the class static area. So these static variables, okay, these static variables gets their memory in class static area. Okay, see, this is before going to the sixth point. Okay, see, uh, when we run the program, we have a component called JVM. Okay, Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine will call main method for execution. Okay, and main method will be printed. Okay, so in Java program, what will be the first thing that will be executed means main method. Okay, JVM calls main method. That is where Java program execution starts. Okay, JVM calls main method for execution. Okay, but before JVM calls main method for execution, is a component of JVM. Okay, we have a component, okay, called class loader. Okay, we have a component called class loader. So this class loader will perform class loading process. Okay, what do you mean by class loading process? See, class loading process is nothing but, okay, so the process of storing all the static variables in class static area. Okay, remember this point. Okay, class loading process is nothing but class loader loads all the static variables of the class into class static area with default values. Okay, this is what, if the if the interviewer asks you what is class loading process, you have to tell. Okay, so class loading process is nothing but class loader class loader loads all the static variables of the class into class static area with default values. Okay, so after loading all the static variables into class static area, then JVM calls main method for execution. This is what class static area, this is what class loading process. Okay, so before JVM calls main method for execution, this static variable will be stored in class static area. Who will store this static variable in class static area? Class loader. Okay, and what we call this whole process of storing static variable in class static area, we call it as class loading process. Okay, be clear about this. Okay, coming to eighth point. Okay, when there is a global variable which is having same name as static variable, highest priority will be given to local variable. If you want to access static variable, you have to make use of class name. See, it's nothing but, see, we have a variable a here. Okay, I'm going to create a local variable int a. Okay, and I'm going to initialize with 23. Okay, see, look here, I have two variables here. One is global variable, another one is local variable. Thing is that their variable name is same. Okay, its variable is a, global variable name is a, and local variable name is a. Okay, so if I try to access the value of a, which value will be printed? Default value of global variable, or local variable value 23? Okay, if I try to print a value now, 23 will be printed. 23 will be printed. Why? Because whenever we have, see, you can understand here. Whenever there is a global variable which is having same name as local variable, here local variable. Okay, yeah, so whenever there is a global variable which is having same name as local variable, highest priority will be given to local variable. Okay, so we have a global variable and we have a local variable, and their name is same. So highest priority will be given to this local variable. If I try to print the value of a, 23 will be printed. Okay, highest priority will be given to this local variable a. If I want to access, no, okay, we have a same name as the global variable name and local variable name is same, but I want to access global variable. How can I access even though names are same? Okay, we have to make use of class name. We have to make use of class name here. Okay, system dot out dot println of, okay, I have to make class name. What is class name? Static variable. I have to you make use of that static variable class name dot a. Okay, now this value will be 0. If I try to print, okay, the value will be 0. Okay, first eighth line output is 23 and ninth line is 0. Okay, so whenever we have same name, whenever we have global variable and local variable having same name, if I want to use local variable, I can directly make use of it. But if I want to use global variable, I have to make use of uh, class name. Okay, yeah, hope you are clear with this point. Okay, coming to next point. Okay, okay, so we have a point here. Okay, so we can use static variables of one class in another class with the help of class name. Okay, let us see it very practically. Okay, so we have a class called static variable and we have a class called a. Okay, so I want to make use of this static variable a in a class. Okay, I want to use this static variable in another class. How can I use it? Means I have to make use of class name. Okay, if I try to go on, okay, if I try to go and print the same value here. Okay, okay, so if I try to print static, if I try to print a value, okay, compile time error will come. Okay, it is already showing. So if I want to access that static variable, I have to make use of class name. What is class name there? Okay, static. I have to make use of static. Okay, static variables. Okay, so since static variable is a class name, I'm using that static variable and trying to print a. If I try to print a value here, 0 will be printed. Okay, so for example, I'm going to make this a value as 49. Okay, I have initialized it as 49. If I try to print a value here, 49 will be printed. Okay, so I'm using static variable of one class in another class with the help of class name, remember this point. Okay, so in static context, we can access static variables directly using class name, object reference variable. Okay, so these two points are we can discuss in another video. Okay, we are going to make videos on static variable, non-static variable, static block, non-static method, static method. After discussing all this, we can have discussion on this. You don't know what do you mean by static context or non-static context. Okay, we can discuss these 2 points in another video. Hope you are clear about these 9 points of static variables. Okay, so thank you for watching this. We will meet in the next video.